I think there have been some of the trends in place over the last few years, I was mentioning. I think scale and hence technology, etc., are becoming an important factor. Now, while right now in this whole post-COVID or during COVID, some of these things are expected to take a back seat. Adoption of newer supply chain models, the whole defragmentation which I was talking about, I think would take temporarily a backseat. But over a period of time, I feel that this whole long term which we speak about, we may have to see long term in two phases. One is over the next 2 years, and then maybe next 2 to 10 years kind of a period. I think next 2 years is largely going to be around recovery, around renewal. I think as Ramki was mentioning, I think some of the numbers last year itself was relatively a weak year for us. I mean, let's not forget that. Over that, I think this year will be -5, -8%. So next financial year, even if you grow at about 8% or 10%, you're going to come back to an even keel. And that's when the whole growth journey would begin. Newer supply chain models will come in. I still feel that, I think outsourcing of supply chain management, I think linked to what I was saying earlier, it's still not an area of competitive advantage for most product companies. You don't need a capable or high domain expertise supply chain service provider, because if you're managing small warehouses, small discrete fragmented supply chain, you don't really need that kind of expertise and that kind of technology. This whole landscape is changing slowly but surely. So what we see is that I think you will see large warehouses, an important role for technology and domain expertise, and hence I am of a view that more and more product companies are going to outsource their supply chain management to capable people, capable service providers. Not too different from what the global trend is. If you see, even today, I think something like 86% of Fortune 500 companies outsource the supply chain. In India, situation is not even in a few percentage points out of our top 100, top 1,000 companies. So I think this landscape will change quite a bit.